Hey, it's Rusty. Thanks for tuning in to Burning Cereal. Today, what I have for you is my arch enemy, rice. Bunch of different ways to do it, bunch of different types of rice. I'm going to show you a way today that I do it, and it's as easy as all right, so there's a bunch of different types. There's jasmine, there's long grain, there's short grain, there's medium grain, there's Mexican rice, there's risotto that has rice. There's so many different types of rice. We're gonna get to those in future episodes, but today I'm gonna show you the way that I cook rice. It's literally the only way that I can cook rice good. I used to use this boil in a bag stuff, which it's not bad. It works. It says that it takes 10 minutes. It doesn't take 10 minutes. You got to boil the water first. You got to put it in there. You got to let it sit, blah, blah, blah. This takes a good 20 minutes-ish to get going. Here's the type of rice that I use. This is just a long grain rice. Again, you can use a medium grain or short grain rice also. I use a long grain rice because it's kind of like that all-around player. It does everything. It'll work in all kinds of different dishes. If you are hardcore and you want good Asian style rice, use a short grain. But for me, any Asian food that I make, I still make it with a long grain. I've tried it on a pot. I've tried this stuff on a pot, on the stove, regular way, on the stove, where you put your finger in, you measure the water with your finger. But what happens if you got longer fingers or shorter fingers? It's never gonna be the same for everyone. 2 to 1, I've seen that. I've seen 1.5 to 1, where you're doing 1 cup of rice to 1.5 cups of water. Ooh, that's difficult too. Generally, you're using a 1 to 1 cup of rice, cup of water, 2 cups of rice, 2 cups of water. I've just recently started using the Instant Pot. The Instant Pot is super easy, and it's got a rice button on it. You can use the rice button. The rice button takes a lot longer. It's 20 plus minutes. I do it under high pressure, 3 minutes, let it sit for 10, and it comes out perfect every time. That's what we're gonna show you today. But I'm also gonna show you how you need to prep your rice. So with all this out of the way, let's get going. So the first thing that we wanna do is we wanna prep our rice. We need to wash it first. So measure out. I'm measuring out 2 cups of rice. You can measure out 1 cup of rice, whatever you wanna do. So there's my 2 cups of rice. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go ahead and wash the rice. Just gonna put some water in here. It doesn't matter whether it's cold or hot. And you'll start to see how the water will cloud up. Get some water in there. Just use your hand, run this around a little bit. You'll see that water is super cloudy. We're gonna keep doing this, and we're gonna change the water each time. We're gonna keep doing this probably 3 times, maybe 4 times. You just wanna do it until the water runs clear. The other thing that you can do is you can actually take your rice and just hold it under the water. And do this. And you'll be able to see when the water runs clear. But you just want to wash your rice. And it's not going to kill you if you just say, okay, that's enough. because you don't want to waste any more water. That's enough. But make sure this bowl is empty. I'm just going to run some water through there and see if it's still cloudy. You can see it's still a little cloudy. Maybe I'll rinse it for another minute or so. Go ahead and check it again. As you can see, that water is clear. So now we're ready to go ahead and move on to the next step. All right, so our rice is all washed. Over here, I've got about 15 ounces of water. Normally you would do, 1-to-1. So I've got 2 cups of rice. I would use 2 cups of water. Because I've been washing it, I know that the rice has soaked up a little bit of water. I'm only using 15 ounces of water. So the next step is take your Instant Pot. You don't have to pull the liner out. I just did for ease of use. I'm gonna put all my rice. Inside the Instant Pot. Again, you don't have to make it level, but the water will in just a second. So now we've got our rice in there. We're gonna go ahead and add 15 ounces of water. And again, I don't know why, I just do it. Make sure that it's underneath the water. Now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put this inside the Instant Pot and I'll show you how to program it. So the rice is inside, lid is on. The plunger is set to sealing. The little silver plunger is down. We're gonna hit pressure cook, high, change the minutes to 3, and just let it go. We're gonna wanna have this do a natural release for 10 minutes. All right, just so we take some precautionary measures. What I normally do is before I vent it, I'll put a towel over the vent. It's gonna be hot, so be careful. I've made the mistake where I've had too much liquid in the pot at times and I thump the release valve and it shoots all over my kitchen. Well, there's a new kitchen, so I don't wanna clean it. So I just put a towel over the top and I hit it, let it release the pressure and just let it go. You'll hear it. And when that plunger drops, you can actually feel it when the plunger drops. I just hit it with my finger and I could feel it go down. There's no more pressure in there. This towel is quite warm, so just be careful. I generally try to clean it up a little bit. Now, when you open the lid, it took me a while to learn this, but if you don't know, this little handle, this little wing on the handle actually fits inside that handle, which will then force all the condensation that's in the lid into this trough that goes around. We've all seen it, maybe we all know about it, and I'm telling you something you don't already know, but turn it, lift it, and let all that water drain in. So there's the rice. Just put the towel on here, again, to hold the pot because the pot's still kind of hot. Just fluff your rice like you normally would. It smells so good. Ooh, steam is hot. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get this out of here. Oh, I love rice. We're gonna get this rice out of here and see how it tastes. I can tell you right now because I'm tasting it. It tastes really good. So one hot tip, I do this every single time, is when you're scooping the rice out of the inner liner, the Instant Pot, just remember that it's steaming hot and you're gonna barbecue your hand. As you lift that pot up to scoop the rice out, that hand's gonna get barbecued. I do it every single time. You'll know after the first time you do it. Let's give this a taste. You'll notice I put a little soy and some Chinese mustard on top here. Stay tuned because I'm gonna show you how to make your own Chinese hot mustard rather than getting those packets from takeout, which are fabulous. I think my version's a little bit better. But let's give this a taste. Oh yeah, that's lunch, baby, right there. This is so good, and it's so easy to make. You make it on the stove, you're constantly paying attention to it. You wanna make sure the water's evaporating. The boil in the bag thing, I don't know. I just don't wanna boil it in a bag. This is super easy. You set up your Instant Pot, you walk away. About 15 minutes later, it's completely done. Thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe, hit the notifications bell. If you guys want to see how to bake rice, put a comment down below and I'll make another video on how to bake rice. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.